Are you ready to conquer the legendary W Trek in Torres del Paine National Park? Well, keep watching as we have the ultimate W Trek guide for everything you need to know, from snagging campsites to surviving the unpredictable Patagonian weather. Come join us because we're about to embark on an unforgettable journey. Hiking the W Trek is an amazing experience, but it does require a lot of planning, so we would recommend you start planning 5 to 6 months in advance, as it can be hard to snag the accommodation if you leave it too late, especially if you want to stay at Chileno for the sunrise at Mirador Base Torres. Also, keep in mind that the trail is open from the 1st of October until the 30th of April. One of the most important tasks is planning your route, and there are a number of things to take into consideration, like what direction do you want to go in and how many days will it take to hike the trail. Both directions have their perks. Hiking east to west, Central to Paine Grande, lets you tackle the tougher sections early with fresh legs, while going west to east, Paine Grande to Central, as you finish on a high with Mirador Base Torres on the last day. Generally, most people hike the W Trek over 4 to 5 days, so choose the option that best suits your fitness level and preferences. We hiked from west to east and feel it was so rewarding to finish with Mirador Base Torres, but we can see how it would be easier coming from east to west, especially day 3. We also did the trail over 5 days. If you're super fit, you can do it in 4, but we liked how relaxing it was over 5 days with more time to take in the views. Okay, so we have a couple of 5-day itineraries for you here, and the first is east to west. So on day 1 you have 2 camping options, Chileno or Central. So Chileno is a 6-kilometer hike from Central, and people stay here so they can get up nice and early and see the sunrise at Mirador Las Torres on day 2. If you're staying at Central, you'll leave your backpack at Camp Central and hike the 20 kilometers out and back to Mirador Base Torres. For day 2, you'll hike along the beautiful Lago Nordenskjold to Camp Francés, which is 15 kilometers, or Los Cuernos, 13 kilometers. If you camped at Chileno, you'll head to Mirador Las Torres for sunrise. This will add some extra kilometers to your journey. We would recommend that you aim for staying at Francés for an easier day 3. For day 3, you'll be staying at Paine Grande, but first you'll hike to Mirador Britannico for epic views of Valle de Francés and the crazy granite peaks, before making your way back down to Paine Grande. This is a 22-kilometer day, so don't forget to drop your backpack off at Camp Italiano to save yourself some energy. So day 4, we'll be staying at Refugio Grey, so hike the 11 kilometers out to Refugio Grey, passing along the side of the beautiful Lago Grey along the way. Once you get to the Refugio, dump your bags and head further along the trail to Mirador Grey for better views of the glacier and experience the amazing suspension bridges. Day 5, it's our last day. We're going to hike that 11 kilometers back down to Paine Grande and catch the catamaran on Lago Pejo to Badeto and take the bus back to Puerto Natales. Okay, so the second itinerary is west to east. It's pretty much the same but in reverse, but with a couple of changes. So on day 1, you'll catch the bus out to Badeto and then jump on the catamaran to Paine Grande, where you'll begin to hike out to Refugio Grey. On day 2, head out to Mirador Grey and then back down to Paine Grande. On day 3, we head out to Mirador Britannico and finish off at either Francés or Cuernos. On day 4, we'll hike along Lago Nordenskjold and finish at Chileno or Central, with a big finish on day 5 with Mirador Base Torres. So hopefully after all that, you've sorted out your route and you're ready to book your accommodation. The W Trek offers 2 accommodation options on the trail: camping, which can be more budget friendly and gives you that proper outdoor experience, or dorm beds in refugios, where you get a comfy warm bed and you don't need to carry any extra gear on the trail. There are 2 companies that host the campsites, Vertis and Las Torres. You'll need to book online from both their individual websites. This process is a little clunky, to be fair, but there is a new website available, bookingpatagonia.travel, where you can book all your W-Trek accommodation from the one website. We haven't tried it out, so I can't give an opinion on it, so let us know in the comments if you used it and how you got on. When booking, there are different tent and refugio options available. The camping packages available range from premium camping, where all the equipment is included, which consists of a pre-set up tent and all your bedding. Standard camping, which is just a pre-set up tent and you need to carry all your bedding, or just a regular campsite where you need to carry your tent and all your other kit. There are also meal options available for campers and dorm bookings. This saves you the hassle of carrying food and cooking equipment on the trail, and you get a hot meal in your belly at the end of the day. All of this comes down to your own personal budget and preferences. Now that you've planned your route and booked your accommodation, we need to sort out the logistics of getting to and from the trailheads. The closest town is Puerto Natales, and it has everything you need to gear up before hitting the trail. There are loads of hire shops where you can hire camping and hiking gear like tents and hiking boots and pretty much anything else you would need on the trail. Unless you're going full board, we would recommend arriving in Puerto Natales at least a day or two early so you can sort yourself out before hitting the trail. And also, most hotels will let you store your extra luggage with them while you're out in the park. To get to and from Torres del Paine, you'll need to book a bus at least 24 hours in advance. We booked online with BusBud, or you can get your tickets in person from the Rodoviario bus station in Puerto Natales. Try to get on the earliest bus if possible going out to the park, and don't forget if you're going west to east to make sure you choose the Pedetto bus. And the same goes east to west for your return ticket will be from Pedetto. There'll be one other form of transport that you'll be taking while in the park, and that is the catamaran across Lago Pejo. If you are going west to east, you'll do this on day 1 and east to west on your last day. It is cash only, so make sure you bring some along with you. You will also need to purchase your national park entrance fee online at least 24 hours in advance. The first thing you need to prepare yourself when hiking the W-Trek is to be blown away by the amazing natural beauty that your eyes are going to feast upon while you're in the park. But in all seriousness, when you arrive at the park, you'll need to check in with park administration. This is where you show your receipt for the park entrance that you hopefully purchased 24 hours prior. From there, if you're going east to west, you'll get back on the bus and go out to Pedetto to catch the catamaran to Paine Grande. If you're going east to west, you can hike the 7 kilometers to Central or take the shuttle bus, which costs about $5 USD. The trails on the W-Trek are well defined with plenty of kilometer markers with maps and boards marking points of interest along the way. The weather in Torres del Paine is unpredictable and can change in an instant, so we would recommend that you bring clothing for all weather conditions, including a rain jacket, fleece or some other base layer. Other items we would consider essential will list on the screen now. We didn't find the trails overly busy given how popular it is. The only time you really run into larger groups of people was at the main viewpoints and the campsites. And on the campsites, we found them to be amazing. They have all the creature comforts that you would not expect to see at a national park, like flush toilets and hot showers. They also had a small shop and plenty of tables to prepare and eat your food at. We also found the campsites to be quite chill, with everybody being friendly and respectful. Bonus tips. So now we've got some bonus tips for you. Tip number 1. So leave the campsite early and be the first to arrive at the epic viewpoints. So you'll have all these amazing places just to yourself, or maybe a couple of other people. And then you'll get to the campsites early so you can have a nice chill out. You can have yourself a cheeky beer if you want. Fill your water bottle in the streams. The water is delicious and drinkable, so you don't need to carry loads of water around with you. Just stop at a stream, fill it up, and guzzle that stuff down. Get the shuttle bus between the entrance and Central. You'll save yourself walking 7 kilometers along the road to Central, and it's only for a $5. You'll thank us later. Do it. Book your campsites early to avoid disappointment. So if you got your heart set on certain campsites and a certain route, book it early, otherwise you're going to miss out and you're going to have to rejig your plans and you're going to be disappointed. Same goes with the bus to and from the park. Book early so you can snag the seats on the bus that you're after. Also, the campsites have hot water available for a donation or a small fee. So you don't need to bring some sort of camp stove or jet boil or anything like that for your noodles and instant meals. Just give them a little donation, they'll fill it up, and then boom, you're all good. If you're on a budget, hire your gear from Puerto Natales and save money on accommodation. We hired sleeping bags and got the standard camping package and saved a bunch of money. Pack as light as possible, otherwise you're going to regret it. But also, don't leave out essential items like a rain shell and a layer for warmth. Don't forget to book your park entrance online at least 24 hours in advance. And lastly, take your time and enjoy the views. It's truly an amazing and unforgettable experience. Alright, so we're going to leave you with this little checklist here that you can use to help you plan your W-Trek adventure. And we really hope you got something out of this video and it helps you have the best experience out there on the trail. And if it did, let us know in the comments. We'd really love to know your stories. And if you're looking for more W-Trek, we have another video of our experience out on the trail. So go check it out. What are you waiting for? Go do it now.